Welcome to week 10. We are here now on the first full week of our second quarter. I got my nice glitter beard going. I'll show you really close. Oh yeah. The kids and I did a little competition for quarter one. Sorry, it's all over my hands. The kids and I did a competition for quarter one where the students with the highest GPA and the class with the highest GPA out of the other all 5 classes, they got to choose my beard style for the week, and so I can see myself in the other screen. But yeah, they chose glitter beard. That was the highest voted beard choice. So for a week, I'll have gold, silver, and green in my beard because why not? But yeah, it was fun. All 5 classes actually ended with a A average, which I think is pretty cool. I'm not sure if that's ever happened before, where I can confidently say that all my classes deserve the A average. So really fun time. Students did awesome. Really proud of them. We worked really hard. A lot of assignments were turned in late, but they redid them, so I gave them full credit because I believe in mistakes and fixing them. So we're on week 10 now, and getting into this, I'm just going to show you what we did for parents. This is last week for any teachers who are watching this. This is kind of the beginning of second quarter, where we, as my students, really start looking at secondary sources. So we've picked our topics, we've rounded our topics down. I can even show you, let me see. Yep, this is the list of topics now. So, if I scroll through it slow, you can kind of see the different topics that we're doing. And once it hits individual, that is the topics that, people want to do that they want to do that individually. So, definitely a lot of people with some very interesting ideas. So I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. All right, so getting into the actual, plan. So for this week, we did some review. I had a Columbus Day conversation. So the students had to do a debate and discussion about Columbus Day. Basically, should we do Columbus Day, Native American Day, something else entirely? And it was a really good discussion. I used sticky notes. So we put sticky notes on the whiteboard out in our common area, and that showed what side you were on. And so instead of doing a debate in class, going back and forth, where 3 or 4 people are dominating the discussion and everyone else doesn't really get to say anything, we had an online debate and discussion, and we did the post-it notes. So I think that was better. It was less confrontational, but I think because of that, we got to see everyone's ideas a little bit better. And we allowed students to change their minds too. So I think the debate went really well. We're going to do another one here pretty soon, in about a week. We're going to do, it's actually on my whiteboard right now, we're going to do what does it mean to be an American? Who belongs in the United States, which I'm really excited about, especially with all of the things that happened over the last weekend. The shooting in Pittsburgh, for example, at the synagogue, along with the mail bomber, whatever you want to call him. So a lot of hatred happened this last weekend, and I think it's definitely directed towards people, or it's made by people who think certain people shouldn't be considered Americans and enjoy our freedoms. So we're going to have that discussion in class and see what comes of it. Group signatures. We started talking to kids about needing to sign a contract. Kids have to give me a contract and sign saying that they believe in teamwork and they're not going to abandon a teammate. They're going to be fair, those kind of things. Parents have to sign it too. So if you're a parent watching this and it doesn't sound familiar to you, you need to ask your student about it because they were supposed to get that signed into me. And I got a big pile that I'm going to go through here soon and figure out who hasn't signed them yet. We started searching for secondary sources, so we started collecting secondary sources by looking for Google searches. I'm going to review Google again next week, and basically just trying to figure out what students are going to be doing with their topics, trying to find websites. So I'm also going to have them try to find books at the local library. I do definitely still believe in going to a local library and finding books. You normally will find some really amazing things that way. So we're doing that. Let's see. So we got that going on. 7 Years War video lecture. We're still doing these video lectures, and they're going really well. The students have to get a certain amount of points, and if they don't, then they have to redo it. And so I'm a big believer in making mistakes and fixing them, but you have to fix them. You can't just be a bum on a log and be like, oh, I screwed up. I'm not going to ever do that again. They had to fix those mistakes. So we've been doing those. They've been really well. Most students pass their first time now because they know that they're going to be made to do it again anyway. So they actually do focus and get it done. Moving on to Tuesday, we did a primary versus secondary source worksheet. So we just kind of reviewed what is a primary source, what is a secondary source. I should make a comment here to remind myself to attach those things. Sorry. Attach sheets, because I want to share these with teachers, and too, I know a lot of teachers want to see these activities I do, so I try to make myself some reminders. We did notes, and again, they all kind of came from the same place. I really should do the same thing here. I should attach my sheets. That was cool. The kids got to figure out what good notes look like. I feel like a lot of teachers say like, hey guys, take notes, and a lot of times that is just copying down what the teacher has. I personally don't see a lot of value in that. Like, I think the kids learn a little bit from copying down, but I think they learn less than we think. Like, I remember copying down notes, and I was kind of just blanking out and copying words, thinking I got really good at multitasking. I could talk with a friend and copy notes at the same time. So I think that's what that teaches kids. It doesn't actually teach them to learn, and so I'm trying to teach them like what a good notes actually look like, and it's not copying straight down like everything that we just said. So trying to get more of that habit of showing them like what really good notes look like. And then the next one, we got Introduction to Bibliography. So we started building our bibliographies with students. We're starting to collect websites, and we did a primary source worksheet with each other, which was pretty laid back. And again, something I really should attach. So I'm gonna write that down just to remind myself. Oh, let's see. Got groups. Then on Wednesday, we had a half day. So Wednesday, we did half day. We did 2 different groups. The first group, I gave an opportunity to watch our race strategy video. Race is just a writing strategy that we do. And I did this video just to help kids understand more about race. I wanted to do my own video, honestly. I just didn't have time to make one. So I found one online that I thought was pretty good. And it was about the lightning thief, which I think a lot of kids have read that Percy Jackson series. So I put that on there. I also let those kids practice their vocab. And then group 2 did evaluating secondary sources. So they actually, like, I started showing them, like, what evaluation looks like. Like, what does it actually mean to look at a source and start pulling information from it. So we started doing that, which was really beneficial. I even showed them examples from my own personal research, like how I do things. And I think that's a kind of cool connection to make with the kids. You know, you show them like, hey, I do this too. I wouldn't make you do something unless I personally feel like it's a good thing. And that's where really I get my philosophy too. I'm not going to teach you a useless trick that we're just doing because this is school. Like, I'm teaching you something that I myself use and have used for the last 10 years of my scholarly life. We went through note-taking again, trying to focus not on just copying things down, but writing things and then reflecting on them that we can use later. So we did all that, which is really good. Going down to Thursday, I did 2 groups again, so pretty much the exact same thing I just said. The first group, a group that, just students that need a little extra help, and so I gave them some extra help and assistance. We used some different models and things that I think really did work well. It gave me a good chance to talk with those kids in a more small group setting, so I know that they were getting the information because that was they were right in front of me. So it was just a little bit easier. And then group 2 again, they did something completely different. They actually watched a video or they had to take some notes, so they did the notes. And then Friday we had a mandatory vocab test. So I do stagger my tests. So one of my groups needs to take tests more often, just so they can get the extra help. There's smaller test groupings too, so there's less words per test, but they take them more often. So they're getting the exact same amount of words, and the words are a little bit different sometimes. I make sure that they're at their level, but for them it's just a good way for them to be challenged at their level. Signatures were due. I'm pretty loose on due dates for signatures stuff because I don't give points for anything. So. If you're a parent watching this and for a fact you didn't sign anything, let me know. I emailed parents last week about it, and if I remember, I'll try to attach that sheet again. But yeah, just sure to get that into me if you haven't. And then we had analysis of questions, and that was pretty much it. So good week overall. Had a lot of fun with the kids, and we're already into week 11. Actually, I'm shooting this on a Monday. Just to remind people, I'm going to be shooting these a week ahead of time now, just because. I make so much adjustments throughout the week. I'm pretty I make a plan every week, but I improv so much. If something's not going to work out, I switch it. So this is just kind of a recap and helping parents out if you have any questions about things. The video description has all these links as well. So if you want to look at the video description, feel free. And especially with these things that have links, click on them if you want to check them out. If you have any questions, feel free to look at my stuff. If you're curious about something I'm doing, please feel free to ask me, email me. If you're a teacher watching this, same definitely goes for you. If you're curious about these methods or how I run a project-based learning, feel free to ask me. But that is it for me. I'm Sailor Hamlin. Check out the video descriptions down below, and I hope everyone has a great week. Take care, guys. Bye.